Page P30, number 2. 100 meters cubed.
Let's go. I did it right. I'm so happy.
The meter, yeah, because it's volume, not 100 cubed, but volume is cubic units because it's length times length times length. So meters cubed for volume, right? Surface area has squared units. Volume has cubed units.
I did get 100 meters,
Just not the cube units. That's all right. That's you're in the learning mode. We did this same topic in geometry, but the surface area and volume were in one lesson instead of 2.
that's not scary.
It's not that scary. It's really not that big a deal. You'll be fine next year when you do it then. You're going to love geometry. Proofs, they're the best. Geometry is so much fun.
I got mixed reviews about proofs, especially from Christy. And then become good swings.
That sounds about right. Number 4, 120 inches cubed. Number 6 is 37.44 millimeters cubed. Excuse me. We're going to remember it when we do the quiz, right? Easy peasy. Like they say, Corbin, cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it.
And then burn that.
Okay, number 10, 220 feet cubed.
We didn't do 8.
I thought it said 8, but I mean, if not. 8 is 144 inches cubed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. Number 10 is 220 feet cubed. 12 is 11,264 inches cubed. That's okay. 14 is 2 inches. 16 is 5,704.7 centimeters cubed.
This is 16?
Yep. 18, excuse me, is 467.7 meters cubed. I think I have some papers to get back to y'all, don't I? Let me look. Let me look.
I got down to number 8 and then I forgot to
On 18, no, it's meters.
Unless I'm number
16 is centimeters.
number 2.
I just did 10 times 1, that's it.
Oh, you forgot to do the third number.
Because my 10 was so close to another number, or the page number, I just...
So I'll give you the same advice I gave you last year. I'll give it to you again, and even more so, spread your work out some. That'll help you with that. Yep. I don't require particular formatting on homework. I probably should have in pre-cal. Rochelle is doing that in pre-cal. This is smart. I should have done it as well. Oh my gosh. Why are you obsessed with Asher? He doesn't even know who you are. You're not cool enough to know Asher.
Alice's trainer for being cool.
What are you saying? No, it's Imagine Dragons. You're confused. Let's see. I think, yeah, I also have this to give to you since you weren't here. Darn it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I think that's all I have for you ones. Yes, it is. Okay. That was also perfect. That's exactly what they sound like. That's exactly how that goes.
Shot it right home.
Oh yeah, I should ask for questions. That was what I needed to do next. 16. Sure. 16, we got a cylinder that looks something like this, more or less. No, they look different. Some of them are squatty and some of them are not squatty. This is 12.2 centimeters. And this is also 12.2 centimeters. And we're expected to find the volume. What shape is that? Cylinder. So it has a circle base, right? So how do we find the volume of a cylinder? What's the formula?
Pi.
Two pi
2 pi.
times radius squared plus.
That's surface area. You're heading for the surface area formula.
Oh, sorry.
So volume is the other one. Which one is that?
B times base times height.
Yeah, the area of the base times the height. And the area of a circle is what?
Pi.
And then radius squared. H. What is the radius of this circle?
12.2.
12.2. And what is the height of this cylinder?
12.2 centimeters.
12 enough. 12 and I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah. What's 12.2 cubed actually, but what's 12.2 squared?
24.4.
Definitely not.
I knew that.
Squared doesn't mean added.
44.
You have a calculator.
Like square inside the parentheses. Does that matter?
It doesn't on this problem because it's positive, but it's a good habit to do it correctly because if it was negative, it would matter.
148.4.
148 point, what'd you say, 84? Times 12.2 times pi. What is 148.84 times 12.2? 5,704.7.
7
Wait, did you multiply it times pi?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's fine, I guess.
6, 5.
Centimeters cubed.
I don't think I rounded it. I didn't round.
You didn't round correctly?
I put 6, 5. I don't know.
So make sure you read in the directions where you're supposed to round to, because it says to round to the nearest tenth. So yeah.
So you just like pi times 1.2 times 1.2 and then you got
Times 12.2 again.
yeah, like 12.2 times 12.2 times pi.
12.2 times 12.2 times pi. Because it's 12.2 squared. You got to do that first. Exponents first. Remember our order of operations. We do parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. PEMDAS, yeah? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Don't forget to do the orders right. We do exponents before we do multiplication and division.
Yeah, I got it, but I just made sure.
Everybody wants to be what? My enemy. You what? You hate that song? Is that what you said? That is probably their weakest. Which is saying something because they have lots of like strong songs. Some people might try to argue that Radioactive is their weakest, but if they argue that, the only reason they're arguing that is because it was so popular. And they're a popular things hater, which is like most of people y'all's age. They hate things that are popular. They're like, oh my gosh, back when like Old Town Road was popular, that one the kids over there, oh my gosh, I hate that song. No, you don't. You just hate that everybody likes it right now. Same thing with like Call Me Maybe or whatever. I mean, Old Town Road was honestly kind of a crappy song. I mean, it legit was. Like which made it even more funny. You know, he was kind of an idiot and always has been kind of an idiot. What's his face? Lil Nas X. He's always been kind of an idiot, which, you know, the one thing that he has said that I'm like, yeah, that's right. I agree with you. You know, when people were all up in arms about that one, what was the one song where it had the devil doing a lap dance or some stupid nonsense? You know what I'm talking about? That was like this huge scandal, or not scandal, because people were like, oh my gosh, we loved Old Town Road. My kids listened to that, and now it's this garbage. whatever. And his response was, guys, Old Town Road literally has lines in it about having an affair. Like, this is not new. Like, I've never been like trying to make family friendly music. It's like, yeah. People are dumb. If you're letting people listen to trash that sounds cool versus trash that sounds bad, I mean, that's on you, parents. Sorry about you. Don't just assume because it's catchy. I don't even remember what it's like. It was some stupid thing. And then to promote it, he did a deal with something like, who knows, I don't know, Nike or Reebok or something, I don't know, who knows, and did these shoes that have got like a little vial of blood in them and whatever, like stupid, bunch of nonsense. You're a turd. We all knew you were a turd if you were paying attention. Stupid. It wasn't like, what's the girl right now that's gone off the rails? And then everybody's like, oh my gosh, she was so great. I mean, was
Taylor
she?
Swift.
Yeah, both of those, really. JoJo Siwa and Taylor Swift. It's like, they were never like Christian singers that are trying to, like, that was never a thing. Or Miley Cyrus and these other people. Like, yeah. They were going off the rails. Wow, it's a shocker. Okay. That doesn't mean that some of Taylor's songs are not still catchy. It doesn't mean that she's not a brilliant businesswoman. She was never going to be trying to be whatever. Like, oh my gosh. I am so tempted to make a joke about you or about things, but I'm going to words. Are there any more questions on this lesson? 14. No, yeah. I wondered if somebody was going to ask about 14. Because it's backwards. A rectangular cake pan has a volume of 234 inches. If the length of the pan is 9 inches, the width of the pan is 13 inches. What is the height of the pan? So we've got a cake pan. We're going to make some pretty cakes, beautiful cakes, great things. It's wonderful. We love the cakes and the cake pans. They're so great, grand, glorious, right? And the cake pan is a 9 by 13, right? 9 by 13. Totally a real cake pan size. We don't know the height. I can be real. And if we're lucky, I can do a be real and teach this problem at the same time.
The second time that we've had a big
In this class? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so what am I saying? How do you find the volume of a rectangular prism?
I forgot, but
Length times width times height. That's accurate. If you don't want to be in the be real, hide. Okay. All right. So volume is length times width times height. Pay close attention. Pay really, really close attention. We have a test on Thursday, right? Are you paying close attention?
Yes.
I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again at least once today. You will not have a formula chart on the test. You must memorize the formulas. They must be in your brain. Make you some flashcards yesterday. Okay? So, it tells us that the length is 13 inches, the width is 9 inches, and the height is an unknown. We just put a letter there. It also tells us the volume is, that's what I thought, 234. So now we've got a little equation we can solve, right? So what are we going to do to solve this equation? What would be step 1 here? 13 times 9 sounds great. We're going to do clean up before we get rid of stuff. So what's 13 times 9? There are 5 humans with calculus. Get your arms out of there. Stop it. Get them out of there.
117.
You're fine. You're okay. I promise. What is 13 times 9? There are 5 people with calculators in here. If you're not punching 13 times 9,
just saying that. I was trying to, but I had
it is 100. Stop it. You're not a baby. You're like a grown kid, which is not quite the same as a grown adult, but we're getting closer. You're not a baby. You're fine. You can eat in here as long as it's not loud. I don't care. You don't have to hide it. That's always been true. I don't care if you eat it. As long as you don't make a mess, and if you do, clean it up, and then and don't be loud. So whatever. And I don't have any rule of if you have a food, you have to bring enough for everybody. No,
Yeah.
No.
ain't got time for that.
Then
What do we do now?
bag of
How is that 117 connected to the h? Is it added, subtracted, multiplied, divided, or something else?
division.
So it is multiplied. It's right next. So we get rid of it with division, which is what y'all were saying. So we're going to divide by 117. What is 234 divided by 117?
2.
2, and then the units were inches. Which sounds about right. And then in a word problem you want to think about, does my answer make sense? So I got a 9 by 13 cake pan being about 2 inches thick. Does that make sense?
No.
A 2 inch, like, have you ever seen a sheet pan? Yeah, it definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
117 inches tall.
No, only 2 inches tall.
Bro, that's how thick the cake would be, though. It's
Disgusting.
No.
What?
Wrong.
That's like the cake that your mom made at your birthday was like that kind. It's like that kind of thing. That was a cake. No, it was not a brownie. Oh my gosh, Johan. My little nephew Johan was arguing with me on Sunday about whether it was a cake or brownies. What are y'all crying about?
She's saying that's disgusting. He wanted this.
That is disgusting. I agree with that. I agree with Gemma. Okay, so let's do surface area. Here we go. What do we do? 2 through 18?
60.
16, yeah.
Why? What?
Where is he? You did it.
I know, I did it. Who knows? Page P32. Number 2, 72 meters squared. Number 4, 55.6 centimeters squared. You're good. Number 6 is 254.64 meters squared.
We won.
Wait, what was 4 again?
I know I got that right, except for not.
55.6.
Number 2 was 44, right? Meters squared.
Number 2 was 55.6 centimeters squared. Number 4 was. Number 6 was 254.64 meters squared.
Yeah,
Two was
I was
72.
talking about number 2.
Number 2 was 72 meters squared.
Eight.
I know. I was looking at the numbers and trying to see if I could figure out how you got 44, and I haven't figured that out yet. So somehow it happened. I don't know. Something. Formula wrong, or you accidentally copied something down wrong, or something. I don't know. I was trying to see if I could figure it out, but I couldn't. But I can't. Number 8 is what Gemma wants to know the answer to. Is 52 feet squared. Number 10 is 111.2 meters squared.
12, 14, 16.
Number 14 is 292 inches squared. Number 18 is 26 stickers.
Let's go!
What are you talking about? I didn't even apparently sign 18. I will go back to 12, but I was tired of him yelling out the next number, so I decided to do it out of order.
No, he said it, and then I agreed.
Okay. Number 12 is 362.1 centimeters squared. And number 16 is 66 feet squared. Because I was getting annoyed, so I decided to be annoying.
2 of them I forgot to.
Fight fire with fire.
No, fire with
2 of them I forgot to write
Yep, after
the
fire.
squared, and all the rest I did my math wrong, but
Have
only
you
read
said
like a
14
few numbers.
yet?
I did, but I'll say it again. 14 is 292 inches squared.
Actually, don't fight
I
fire.
forgot squares.
Fight fire. Never mind. Can we do 10, please?
Fight fire.
We can.
Fire.
Number 10.
Oh, bro.
We've got a rectangular prism.
I didn't know what to do.
Wait, you said we could eat here so I can finally have my food.
Nobody understands anything you're saying. What are you saying?
Never mind.
You started out strong and then you just kind of like mumbled the whole last bit, so I don't know. I 100% promise that it was not that funny.
That was
Oh,
funny.
it was just so out of the blue. No, actually, I take it back. It was not out of the blue. It's a corporate.
Yeah. Have you been in this class?
No, his twin brother has. Not a twin brother.
He's not 20, but yes, it is a brother.
That was his.
Okay.
Oh, got it.
Both of you, hush.
Sorry.
We're supposed to find the surface area of this shape. What is the formula for the surface area of a rectangular prism?
Base times height. No, base times width.
That's volume. You've got them switched. You're going to have to put them correct.
You got this
2
score, man?
times length times width.
Yes.
Length times height, and 2 times width times height.
No, I thought it was length.
I could be wrong. I'm just.
You said it right.
2 times length times height plus 2
Wait, what?
width times height plus
That's
2
not right. What?
times
Oh,
width
is
times
that right?
length.
No, she said it right, didn't she?
Oh, I don't know.
So that's what it is. Now you filled in the bits, right? And that's fine. Length times width is the area of the base. True facts. Great job. Okay. So 2 times length times width.
Plus 2.
What is the perimeter? How do you find the perimeter of the base? How do you find the perimeter of a rectangle? Use your notes if you need to. And start working on memorizing it, because if you haven't memorized it yet, you've just got a couple days to get there. Twice, right? Yeah. So 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, right? Times the height, right? Is that what you said? Those are the words that you said? Yeah, that's great. So that's the expanded version, right? If it might be easier to memorize it, memorize the area of a rectangle, memorize the perimeter of a rectangle, and then memorize this. But maybe not. It might be easier for you to memorize the whole thing. But that's a lot of things, right? So if you break it up, it may be easier for you to remember. But you do whatever you need to do to remember how to do it.
That's not what I did.
I already remember the long one. Just never mind that.
Totally fine.
I did the 2 times length times width and plus 2 times width times height.
That's wrong.
I think that
Perimeter, that's nothing. No, because perimeter would be this plus this plus this plus this, right? So 2 lengths plus 2 widths, right?
I did this.
Yeah, you distributed the H. If you distribute the H, then you've got an H here and an H there.
I can still do this.
You can, as long as you put an H on both of them. There should be no, this is wrong. This W should be an H. And then it's fine.
Wait, what?
This W should be an H, and then it's fine. Because what you're trying to write there is this, but with the H distributed. So 2 times the length times the width is this first one. And then we multiply H on both, and you get 2 times the length times the height plus 2 times the width plus the height. That's what you were trying to do.
I know. I just missed the.
Erase what you wrote, because what you wrote is wrong. That's kind of the moral of the story. And you don't want to be learning the wrong thing, right? I would write down either this one or this one if I were you. I would not even try to write that down. Okay. This, if we look at the more we get into algebra, we could realize that you could factor a 2 out and just do the 2 at the end. But we're not there yet. Factoring will come at the end of this class. So back to here. What is the length here?
1.2.
Sure. What's the width here?
5.
5. What's the height?
8.
Okay. There we go. So what's 2 times 1.2 times 5? Dying of old age here.
My calculator was off and I still beat you.
Now that one I'll throw out there that you could have gotten it a lot faster if you did it in your head, because you could have done 2 times 5 is 10, which would just move that decimal over.
What number is this? What number is this?
16, right?
No,
10. Yeah. Okay. What's 2 times 1.2?
2.5.
It is 2.4. What's 2 times 5? Don't put that one in the calculator. Thank you. That one you probably could have done in your head too, just saying. I mean, it's fine to get practice both. And it's a good idea to sanity check and be like, that's 2.4, and then be like, okay, let me double check and see if my fingers agree with my brain.
The sanity.
It is.
Bro.
What would we do next?
If I fail surface area,
4
I'm
plus
fine.
10.
Yes, parentheses first.
If I fail surface area, I'm fine.
What is 2.4 plus 10?
12.4.
What's 12.4 times 86? 86. What's 12.4 times 8?
99.2.
And then finally, what's 12 plus 99.2?
111.2.
Millimeters squared.
Bro,
Are you good?
Still got the same answer.
You what?
You did it wrong. Got the same answer.
Yeah.
Then either you lucked out or you wrote that formula jumbled up weird.
I did that formula each time I got correct.
You must have written it in a weird order. It may we'd have to look at it to make sure that it's good. But you may have had all 3 of the things, but in a different order. Because commutative property.
You should watch the video.
I should watch the video.
Not to be offensive, just to see if I wrote this right.
Why would I do that when you're the one that wants to see? Why would I watch the video to see if you did? Well, so then if it's important to you, you should watch the video, and I will 110,000% guarantee you that I didn't just write it that way. I will 110% guarantee you that when I go and grade those notes, you will not get 100 on them because you didn't write all the notes. I will guarantee you that is probably true. Because if you don't write all the notes, you don't get 100 on those notes.
Wait, Dad, I didn't know.
Do you understand what you did? Do you understand?
I just
Can you do 6 and 16?
perimeter thing.
Oh yeah,
I tried to, but I failed.
but you were doing it wrong. Do you know what you were doing wrong? Did you figure that out? Okay, that's good.
That's what we studied the most days.
Okay. What other questions do we have?
6.
Put your phone away. Thank you. 6 we can do. All right, 6. Triangular prism has a length of 7.8 meters. And we have what are you doing? Well, put your phone away.
Josie, it was just breathing. I don't know.
Can't say that.
KK.
Car.
Car.
That's my initials.
Car.
Car.
You're in the song of car.
Yeah. Corbin Alexander.
Okay. We're supposed to find, what do we do? Surface area? How do we find the surface area of a prism? We just did the things, so what are we doing? What's the formula? 2.
2
2 times length times width.
Yes, because the bases.
times the height plus 2 times
Times height and then.
Plus
Width times height.
2 times the length plus 2 times the width
I got it.
times the height.
Good job.
Wait. Oh, no, I already said it.
Okay. And we're given the width and the length. So 2 times 7.8 times 3.4 plus 2 times 7.8 plus 2 times 3.4 times the height of 9. Right? Easy money so far? So what's 2 times 7.8 times 3.4?
254 kilometers per.
23.4?
53 point.
I did 20 or 254.
For this part?
No, for just the majority for all of it.
For all of it. Well, don't do that. What do you get when you put double check Ridley? Everybody should be punching because people make mistakes. We need to all punch in things. So double check Ridley's 53.4 is what you got?
2 times 7.8.
2 times 7.8 times 3.4.
Yeah, 53.4.
53.04. 53 and 400ths. Okay, great. Go team. What's 2 times 7.8?
15.2.
And 2 times 3.4?
6.8.
And then times 9. So what's 15.6 plus 6.8?
22.4.
No silence error. 22.5.
What'd you say?
A silence
A silence
error.
error?
Sign
Oh, syntax is, it does look like syntax because it's a Y, but syntax is correct.
22.4.
Syntax is correct. I can speak. That's what I'm trying to say.
Syntax?
Syntax error, it means you type something wrong.
I don't want to pay taxes.
All right, so I know you answered this question, but I got confused with syntax.
22.4.
Okay.
I can admit you said it right. It's fine.
22.4 times 9 is what?
24.
I didn't understand any words that just happened.
26. Guys, it's not a race. It is a.
It has become a race. I know that I kept yelling that last year, but Gemma started it, so you're getting away with it.
254.64. Oh my God. Got word. 254.64.
Masters are calculating techniques. Oh.
It is the good thing about it today, and this is really the real reason, although it probably became more civilized because Gemma started it, but it is keeping everybody more or less engaged, and so we're allowing it today. It's not annoying me yet. We'll see how it goes. But
Started the official learning program.
okay,
Can we do 12?
Math race.
we can do 12. I'd be happy to do 12.
I'm ready for this. I am going to destroy all of you.
It's real
As long as you're thinking too and not just gaming, right?
But I'll do.
9,642.
No, that we're not doing that where y'all make up who can type in 9 times 9 times 9 9 9 the fastest. No, we're not playing that game. Stop it. That is not a thing that's happening. I'm not gonna bend that far. Because I will break, and y'all don't want to see me break. Dude,
He said he
I yelled at you through text. Imagine what it'll be in real life.
He said that too. He said that.
I said what?
I asked the question.
How
A
dare you
simple
ask?
question.
How dare you
And
ask?
he yelled at me.
You asked a stupid question.
It's on page 30.
Like,
506.61.
I I just wanted you to, read. That's just what I want. Just read.
506.6.
Read and use the gray cells.
Wait, why would I read?
Read. I know you're the baby of the family, but you're not going to get away with the, I don't know how to do this. Can somebody do it for me? I know that's how the baby of the family works. It's like, I don't know how to do it, and then somebody will do it for you. I know, but you're not going to do that with me. It ain't going to work. Because see, here's the deal. I'm the oldest, and so I'm going to act like the oldest.
In my family, the oldest.
And the oldest is always,
that way.
like, oh my gosh, don't do that. You're stupid.
Not in my family.
Do you
My
have
family's-
tape?
I have never met your oldest brother. Do I have what?
Tape in here?
Tape? Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah.
I have I have washi tape, but I don't know if that's really going to help you.
I have the answer already.
Yeah, that's okay. Can I show them the text? You supposed to have
Later you can. Okay, we're supposed to find surface area of this. So how do I find the surface area of a cylinder?
2 pi times radius squared plus.
Yeah. So that's right. But stop. Slow down. Okay. So because it's going to be easier to memorize if we understand what and why it is. What is pi r squared?
It's the area.
Area of a circle, and there's 2 circles, right? So this is 2 times the area of the base, right? Area of the base is pi r squared. So that's what's happening here, right? So plus, what else?
2 pi.
I'm going to write it with the radius version. That way we stay in radius. But yeah, so 2 pi r. So pause. What is this? Circumference. And then times the height. So we've unfolded our cylinder and rolled it out into a square and multiplied length times width. The length is the radius all peeled out, and then times the height, right? So that's where this formula comes from. These formulas are not that hard to memorize if you understand what they are, right? And so that's what I'm trying to make sure we get there. So I'm not trying to make you, like if this was physics class, I wouldn't make you memorize all the formulas because it's harder to connect all those dots. You would get a formula sheet in physics. But this you can do. You got this. Okay. All right. So what is the radius? What?
I got the answer.
5.1 is the radius. Well, if it's the answer to the wrong question, then it's useless. It's kind of like, has anybody ever either read or watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Okay, so highly recommend. They're hilarious. The book is better than the movie, although only slightly because the movie is pretty funny. But so it is. I agree. But in the movie and the book, they discover that the answer to the question to life, the universe, and everything is 42. But they don't know the question, so they have to go find the question. So the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. But it's useless if we don't know the question. So the point here is, I said, what is the radius? And you said some nonsense number. All you had to do was read 5.1, and you would have done it first, and we would have been like, yay, you're so smart. But then I had to go on this whole rant about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Look what you caused. 2 pi times 5.1 squared plus 2 pi times 5.1. What's the height? It is 6.2. Now this is kind of one of the, if you're like real literal person and you're getting confused, it might be a little tricky because the height is going sideways, right? Because we took the cylinder and we flopped them over, right? But that's still the height, even though it's side. And we know it's the height because the bases are the circles, right? And so that's how we know it's the height, even though it's flopped sideways. Make sense? Yes? Good. What would we do first here? What is the first question I'm going to ask?
Multiply it together.
Multiply what?
All of it.
No, that's a bad choice.
That's our just,
Do you
Multiply
start
2
with
pi.
bases? Yes? No?
Multiply 2
Or-
pi.
So you're talking about like this, bases like this part? Yeah, we're going to go do it left to right for sure. What in this chunk would we do first?
5
Yes, we would. 5.1 squared. So what is 5.1 squared?
25.5.
It's 26.
26.1.
Same difference.
Definitely not.
It's my mind, guys. Don't judge. Hey, you try. Thank you.
You did try. And then we sanity checked and we discovered you were insane. So it's great. Oh no, I missed Be Real because I forgot to push send.
Oh!
That's annoying. Oh well. Okay. What would we do first over here?
5.1 times 6.2.
Sounds great. We can even go ahead and do times 2 as well. Let's do that. Let's do that whole little chunk. So 2 times 5.1 times 6.2.
63.
No, I turned mine off and turned it off.
63 point what?
24. 24.
All right.
That's including the 2.
Yeah, including the 2. That's right. What would we do next?
Multiply 2 times 2, 26.
That sounds great. What's 2 times 26.1?
52.2. It was in my mind off. It was on the tip of my tongue, dude. Thank you.
So if we were a little bit further in math, we would go a different route next. We'd factor out a pi and do some things, but we'd not. So at this point, with your calculator or whatever else, the easiest plan is to go ahead and put the rest in the calculator. If we were further along, we would do it different. In fact, we probably wouldn't even we would probably leave pi in the answer eventually, but for now, we would punch it all.
2.66545559.
That was not a number, that was multiple numbers. Say the number right, you got this.
362.66545.
He did. So Gavin got it first, he said it wrong, and you guys kind of said it or whatever else.
He said no.
Where does it say where we're gonna round to? No, so we'll round to the tenths. So 3,000, what is it, 600 and, what's the number?
362.665.
Centimeters, is it centimeters, centimeters squared, or centimeters cubed? Centimeters squared, because we're talking about area, surface area, right? You listening? No, you're trying to fight your frenemy. Area has squared units, volume has cubed units. Just length has just regular units, right? So this is squared. Okay? Area has squared units. Volume has cubed units. Distance is just regular, right? What other questions do we have? All right, let's take a quiz.
I said 6.
You said 16. It's the same as the others.
Oh, perfect.
Area of the base times the height plus perimeter of the base times the height. 2 times length times width plus 2 times length plus 2 times width. All of that times height. What? No. All right. No, you're Gavin. Is this like the 4th quiz, I think? 6th quiz. Okay, quiz 6, according to Josiah.
It's 65.
65. Ready, go.